everybody. This is another special edition here on Podbean. It's another edition of It Was a Thing on TV Presents. I know it's been about, 3 to 4 months since the last one we did.
Yeah, we were talking about Mandalorian that time, and it was a good, spirited discussion, and we decided, hey, let's do one with the each of the MCU Disney Plus entries, and we kind of sort of got lost in traffic, and, well, now we're going to do one on both of them. And one of the things we like to say on It Was a Thing Presents, I'm Chico Alexander, that's Greg Diener, by the way, anything goes. This is the place where we talk about things that we wouldn't normally talk about on the Mothership show.
The Mothership, you're talking like Dusty Rhodes, baby.
This is Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Always got to watch Prime. Remember, this is only a bump. In the American Dream, I never took no bump. I was too good. Prime coming at you.
It's like they said, Dusty, we need 10 seconds to fill a promo. Say no more, baby.
Bumps. You don't see bumps like that anymore. Well, actually, yeah, you do. They're on Adult Swim, and frankly, the one of my favorites, so there will always be one of my favorites, is let me see if I can't bring it up, and then
the Cold War is over. USA.
Back-to-back World War champions, baby.
Oh, what were we talking about?
Yeah,
what
were we talking? Okay, it's
the
like
MCU...
we were doing a show. Remember,
we
said, anything goes.
Anything goes, like the opening in Indiana Jones and Temple Doom.
Yes, but in this particular case, we're going to the 2 MCU TV shows from the last 6 months.
Well, the last 4 or 5 months. We're not going to do a recap like with The Mandalorian of the entire show, because we assume that at this point you've probably seen every episode. So, and if not, well...
What's wrong with you?
Spoilers. But I guess we'll start first with WandaVision.
And if you saw WandaVision, you know what you were expecting, which was an homage to classic television, starring 2 of the craziest cats this side of the MCU, Wanda Maximoff and the Vision.
I gotta say, the first 2 episodes were amazing. They were very Twin Peaks-ish.
Kind of, sort of. You knew something was going on in the background, but there was, way too much in the main sort of frame to even pay attention to it until they actually, brought it back up.
And then in the 3rd episode, you have this whole thing where now it's all in color, and she's giving birth to the twins. And then you have all these wacky shenanigans with the doctor.
And then you have even more wacky shenanigans. And basically ends with all of the wacky shenanigans. And the thing about it, if you notice, you know what? I'm just going to share the screen one more time, because they have this sort of YouTube series where they break down all of the idiosyncrasies of the show. And one of the idiosyncrasies is they have every sort of previously on WandaVision.
Oh yeah, because in the previously on, it's like the first Wanda's all happy and peppy. Then slowly and slowly she gets more and more depressed.
Yeah, it's like, you think, oh my gosh, does she know what's going on here? Give it a listen here.
Previously on WandaVision. 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 Previously on WandaVision.
Previously on WandaVision.
Yeah, it's like, and that's without the final 2. And you notice that everything just gets, it starts out black and white and all perfect and stuff, and then you start to notice a bit of the intricacies, sort of, and the reality starting to leak into, I guess we could call it the hex now.
We can, right into the hex.
And everything just comes crashing down when somebody from outside the hex dares to go inside. I forgot what her name was.
It was Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, thank you. Monica Rambeau decides to go from the outside of the hex to the inside, and all of a sudden, hey look, we have a new meta-human. Yay!
But remember, like, she was first inside the hex, which we don't know about until episode 4, because she's just like a character in the show, until she blurts out the truth about Pietro. Then Wanda's like, what the hell did you say? And then she kicks her out of the hex.
Whoops.
Like, boom! Then we find out in the next episode everything, because remember there's all that shenanigans with, like, sword and stuff.
Which, as far as we know, is sort of the outer space offshoot of S.H.I.E.L.D., because sword, S.H.I.E.L.D. makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And then there was the whole thing with Quicksilver. And we all know that what happens with Quicksilver in the MCU proper, and that would be he was killed as a result of the events of
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, thank you. I was about to say Age of Ultron. But as sort of a wink, wink, nod, nod, what the what? You know who they get to bring back? Pietro, the X-Men version of Quicksilver. And it turns out that he's not even the real Quicksilver either.
Oh, we're going to get into that.
It's crazy!
Yeah, it's crazy, all right.
Sword
We haven't
guy.
talked about the evil sword guy, I don't think.
Oh, we did not talk about the evil sword guy.
Well, isn't he, like, all messed up because of what happened during, like, the blip?
Yeah, I think that could be said about, well, everybody who did not get snapped after the blip. And that will be a running theme in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But we'll get there.
Because, as we learn in episode 4, Monica Rambeau was snapped, and then she came back in the blip, and then we learned, like, her mom, who was in Captain Marvel, she was Carol Danvers' best friend, we learned that she was in the hospital for cancer treatment. And she finds out, during the whole chaos of everyone coming back, that her mom survived the cancer, but it came back, and she died.
Yeah.
That got really dark.
Oh, yeah. And this was before everything else became dark. And that was supposed to be a break in the action, so to speak. Because,
hold up. We also forgot Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, because there was a joke about Jimmy Woo in the Ant-Man movies.
Yeah, in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Or Scott, during his house arrest, learns magic. And he learns a card trick. And Jimmy's like, how did you learn that card trick? And when we see him in WandaVision, what's the first thing he does? Card trick. He's mastered the card trick.
He's finally mastered the card trick.
But it turns out that the reason he's in the town in New Jersey where this is all taking place...
Westview, New Jersey, yes.
Westview, New Jersey, yes. Is because he is following someone who's in witness protection and they can't get anything. And everyone just doesn't know what happened to Westview. It's like, I don't know what happened to Westview. No.
As far as the locals are concerned, Westview doesn't exist.
No.
Although we're pretty sure it's there because it's on a map.
It's on a map. I mean,
like,
that's pretty official as it gets.
Yeah. Rand McNally just doesn't put everything on a map, you know.
Yeah. Oh, and guess who else is there?
Who else is there?
Well, someone we haven't seen in a long time. Darcy Lewis from the Thor movies, played by Kat Dennings.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, she is sent to sort of scout the Hex, but all she could do is watch WandaVision all day.
Oh yeah, because she deciphered the signal, and she got a television set, and she just scrambled
an old CRT set.
Did she have to go to Goodwill to buy that old CRT?
Probably.
Who has a 50 CRT lying around in Goodwill?
It's like, who has a 50 CRT? Did you talk to your Nana?
Maybe she found it on garbage day. Who knows?
Maybe. But anyway, she spends all of her time watching WandaVision, and at the end of the day, it turns out that she became somewhat of a big fan and just wanted to experience it for herself, which actually happened.
Oh yeah, the evil sword guy. I forget. He chained her, right, to like a car.
Yeah.
Because I forget, like her and Jimmy were doing something, and then didn't Wanda like find a drone in?
Yeah,
the hack?
but it wasn't a drone. It was a helicopter.
Oh, a helicopter. That's right.
It was a toy helicopter.
It was a toy helicopter.
It's sort of like the Lister rule. You heard of the Lister rule, right?
No, I've never heard of the Lister
It's
rule.
like, well, according to David Lister on Red Dwarf, anything that breaches in between dimensional lines takes on the characteristics of the dimension that it is in.
Okay.
Which is why a sword drone looks like a toy helicopter inside the hex.
And then she just throws it right back. Like, oh, here you go. Here's your stupid ass drone. And oh, didn't the drone have like some like residual power or something from the hex that they used to make the other vision?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Something about real things. When I say real things, I mean things from outside the hex going inside the hex. They always come back changed. Case in point, Monica Rambeau. Something screwed up her molecules, and, well...
She went back into the hex. And then it messes up her, like, molecules and stuff, and she gets superpowers. Oh, she becomes Photon, I guess, from the comics, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. We forgot. Vision doesn't know who he is.
Nope.
Like, he doesn't remember anything.
And when he does somewhat sort of remembers everything, things seem to strangely happen. Like the first time when Vision sort of remembered a bunch of things, it's like, okay, Wanda did not like that. Take two.
Yeah, she can just rewind things. How does she rewind things? It's never explained.
Well, it is and it isn't, because everything that Wanda does could be explained under the umbrella of chaos magic, which is basically how the Westview in WandaVision was created in the first place. And when I say that, I of course mean the ever-changing, ever-shifting comedy timelines of Westview, not the actual city, which, by the way, does exist.
Yes, it's an actual town.
It is an actual town, but it's not the way it is pictured in Wanda's mind.
No.
So we talked about Wanda sort of rewriting the town. Did we talk about Wanda basically making the townspeople do her... Do we want to say do her bidding?
Yeah, basically. Because that's basically what she did.
It's all mind control. No, seriously. It's mind control. The further from the center of town you get, you notice that everybody's acting kind of on a loop. Like Disney animatronics.
Like it's a small world or something.
It's a small world after all. Yeah. And Vision was the first person to notice this. He was the first because he managed to fly out of town, or when I say out of town, I mean to the edge of town, and he notices the wall of the hex, and when he tries to break through it...
Oh, he's breaking apart.
He's literally breaking apart.
And then what's Wanda's response? Oh, yeah, I'm going to expand the hex.
Yeah.
And turn everyone... Because this is when, like, Darcy's all chained and stuff. And so everyone from S.W.O.R.D. becomes, like, members in a carnival and stuff.
And hey, Darcy gets to be a part of the show.
She's an escape artist.
Which would make sense, all things considered.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the twins.
Oh, yeah. One of the rewrites that Wanda does while in the Hex, as soon as Vision starts to get wise as to what's going on, all of a sudden she's pregnant!
She's pregnant. We mentioned that she's pregnant. And she gives birth to twins. But the twins, like... like we said, Soares magically grow to become like 10 years old.
By the way, that will be covered on a future installment if it was a thing. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, but we got to talk about the theme song in like the episode 5.
Yeah.
That is the best theme song ever.
You know what? All of the theme songs were really good, and you know who we have to thank for that? We have to thank the creator of Avenue Q, Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez.
Oh yeah, the people behind Frozen did the theme songs. Who would have imagined that the people who still let it go would do work for Marvel? That is incredible.
Hey.
Well, if they ever do another Star Wars holiday special, they know who to contact.
Well, they're doing the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, so...
Yeah.
There's something.
There's something for them to do.
Hey, call Robert and Kristen. They'll do it. They will do that
They will do it. Okay.
They will do it.
And one person we also have to talk about is Agatha. First she's Agnes.
Agnes, the quirky neighbor next door who shows Wanda how to make the perfect dinner. And in the end, what does she serve? Not the perfect dinner, but this black and white breakfast platter sort of nonsense.
But she evolves in the course of the show. Like, we know more about her as the show progresses. And we think, there's something not right about this character. And then at the end of like episode 7, we find out the truth.
Yep.
She's a witch.
Not only is she a witch, but everything that was going on in WandaVision
was her all along.
No, seriously, there's a song. There's a theme song called Agatha All Along.
We're not going to play it because we don't want to get a copyright strike on YouTube. You can find it.
But yeah, you can find it. It's out there. It's pretty cool. And all they can say is she puts everything together. She sets everything in motion. And she's been disrupting Wanda's life every time she came close to finding out the truth. Oh, yeah.
And she killed the dog.
And she killed the dog, too.
Oh, yeah. She killed the dog. And then we find out in episode 8 everything that basically led up to the show.
We have Agatha escaping her mom. We have Agatha trying to find out how Wanda is controlling Westview. We learned that Vision in WandaVision is basically Vision's corpse
has been taken apart
and brought back together through Wanda's chaos magic.
She made a copy.
Oh no! Oh no!
Hey. Did you make a copy? Because if you made a copy, we could watch the copy.
Which she said she could do. She could make a copy of the Mind Stone. And this was, again, in Infinity War. And the fact of it all is that everything that's happening was because of A, Wanda's chaos magic, and B, if you look very carefully, there's a whole chest of old American sitcoms that Wanda used to watch when she was growing up in Sokovia.
And yet somehow they had Malcolm in the Middle on DVD, I guess?
Was that smuggled in somewhere? Did you come up with that? Did you buy it on eBay?
Is it a pirated copy of Malcolm in the Middle on DVD?
That's basically what I'm trying to say, yeah. So, at the end of that episode, where everything is explained, Agatha dubs her, and if you remember the Halloween episode, you kind of saw it coming, but Agatha dubs her the Scarlet Witch.
This is chaos magic, Wanda. And that makes you the Scarlet Witch.
There it is! There it is!
Yeah. She said it.
She said it. But also at the end of that episode, we find...
Oh, there's another Vision.
Yeah, we call it White Vision.
It's the
White Vision.
It's the reconstructed Vision, but it's white.
Yeah, and White Vision and Vision come to blows in the last episode where it's like all of a sudden they're thinking,
oh, there's going to be this big battle. This is going to be great. Now,
no, it turns into some sort of philosophical mind puzzle where they reference the ship of Theseus.
okay.
And for those of you who don't know what the ship of Theseus is, it's sort of a metaphysical identity puzzle where everybody finds and reconstructs the ship of Theseus, but as it gets older, they have to replace most of the parts with new parts, and in essence, it becomes a new ship. And you have to ask, is it still the original ship of Theseus?
And then White Vision's like, that's cool. And he bounces.
Yep.
Where does he go? We don't know.
Nope.
Nothing.
Well, then we go into the sort of final form of Scarlet Witch, where she has the headdress and the costume and everything. And when she does that, she sort of puts a shield around Agatha, preventing her from using her magic, and traps her in her persona as Agnes. But she realizes at the same time she can't keep the ruse up.
Yeah, because she's going to need her again at some point.
Yeah. Once she seals off the hex, we go back into normality, and Vision and the twins will
just disappear.
They'll just disappear.
And they disappear. But, here's one of my big beefs with this episode. Everyone in the town is pissed at Wanda. And Monica Rambeau's like, these people don't understand what you did for them. What? What?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Are you on drugs? What? She mind raped them.
She mind raped you, and we still don't know why.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Oh, but that's not my only issue with this finale. Do we really have to go into this? I guess we have to go into it now.
Yeah, we have to go into it now. Because Hayward, who was the guy who snapped after the blip. Get it? Snapped after the... the guy who snapped after the blip. Funny. Anyway.
He tries to kill a kid who is not real.
Which is just crazy. Who does that?
Why are you... This kid isn't real.
He's not real. You can't just kill him.
You can't kill something that isn't real.
That would insinuate that he was alive to begin with, which he clearly was not.
Oh. We have to talk about the stupidest fake out in the history of stupid fake outs.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I referenced this at the beginning where it's like, okay.
We were teasing it.
Well, here's the payoff. Fake Pietro is not Pietro either. He's an actor! Acting! Yeah, he's actually an actor named Ralph Bonner, who was controlled by, guess who? Agatha, to pose as Pietro, Wanda's twin brother, from another franchise.
So, we know that he's the Quicksilver from the X-Men universe, but by coincidence, he just happens to live we're supposed to believe he just so happens to live next door to where Wanda was going to build her house.
But he's not the Quicksilver from the X-Men universe.
That's what I'm trying to say. So we're supposed to believe this random guy who we know is another Quicksilver from another universe is just some completely random person in the MCU who by coincidence lives next door to the place where Wanda was going to build her house. That makes no sense.
He is some completely random person that Agatha sucked her mind tentacles into.
This makes no sense.
No sense.
The writers of this show, watching Iron Man 3, they probably thought, oh, that Ben Kingsley is the fake Mandarin twist. That was so great.
He's not even the real Mandarin either. Spoiler alert. There's an actual Mandarin.
We will
meet the actual Mandarin in Phase 4!
Yeah. Why could they have just done an "Oh, Hail the King" thing to explain all this crap? Like they did with the fake Mandarin.
Oh,
I guess Kevin Feige's too busy with 95 Disney Plus series to even bother to explain this plot hole.
Kevin Feige's busy sleeping on an enormous pile of my money. That's what's going on. It's like, okay, I know you have to fill in 48 minutes of Disney Plus time. But, dude, bro, homie, buddy, make this make sense. Make me understand this.
This went from Twin Peaks Season 1 to all of a sudden Twin Peaks Season 2 after Laura Palmer's killer is revealed and Ben Horn somehow thinks he's a Confederate general.
We band of brothers! Onward! To Washington! Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old time there, I've not forgotten. Look away! Look away! Look away! Dixieland! I wish I was in Dixie. Hooray! Hooray! In Dixieland, I'll take my stand. And the Lord cry.
That's where the show completely
This
turned.
makes no sense. But then again, we're talking about a show with two witches and a town in New Jersey.
All right, now let's get to the ending.
Everything's been restored to normality. Hayward's arrested, and Monica is told by a Skrull that a friend of her mother's wants to meet.
The friend is Nick Fury.
Yeah.
That's what the scroll was saying. She was saying that a friend of hers, that's Nick Fury, or it's probably Carol Danvers, but it's probably not Carol Danvers, because when Carol Danvers was mentioned, she was pissed about it.
So it's probably Nick Fury.
It probably is. Because remember, in Far From Home, he was on that ship. Wait a minute, why have we still been whispering for like 45 seconds?
I have no idea. And in the post-credit scene, Wanda is studying the Darkhold, a.k.a. the Book of Sins, which we've seen in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Runaways, and now this.
We'll leave it up for you to decide if those shows are technically canon in the MCU.
And while she's studying it...
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's like an astral form of her.
She's in her astral form, studying the Darkhold, and she hears the twins Billy and Tommy asking for help.
But they're not real.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
nothing about this finale made any sense.
Now think about that. That does not make sense.
All that supposed character growth meant absolutely nothing.
But perhaps this is the whole point of the show, is that at the end of the day, this is a sitcom, and nobody learns anything, and everything's restored to normal at the end.
The only good thing I want out of this is just to get an Agents of Atlas show with Jimmy Woo. That's it. That's all I want. Just to salvage something from this.
Well, you want to salvage something from this? I know there was...
Oh, wait a minute, the finale. Yeah, you could tell this finale was so hampered by COVID.
Yeah.
Because, like, Kat Dennings just mysteriously vanishes.
It's like, she's important. She puts everything together. Where does it all go? Who's manning the phone lines here?
And there was, like, supposed to be some other scenes. Like, I heard that like there was supposed to be, like, a scene with Doctor Strange that got cut out. It's like, oh, I can't do it because of COVID. Ooh.
And here's the thing. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was also hampered by COVID.
But at least they managed to explain the show a lot better in the finale. I mean, granted, there are some problems in the finale, but at least it makes sense.
Yeah, the one thing that's missing from the finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was, okay, we all know, and to understand where I'm coming from, you have to understand what was going on, is that at the end of Endgame, Steve bequeaths Sam.
Okay, so we're now going on to Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I think, I've tapped out of WandaVision.
Yeah, let's just go straight ahead to the start, which is the end of Endgame, when Steve gives Sam the shield, and Sam
expects
says,
him to literally take up the shield.
And Sam says, I feel like it belongs to someone else.
Yeah, he wouldn't stop feeling like it belonged to somebody else. So he bequeaths it to the Smithsonian.
And he's like, the Smithsonian, they're gonna treat this with care. Oops!
Yeah, they don't treat it with care. They give it to some wackadoodle named John Walker and expect him to be the new Captain America. Now, here's the thing you have to understand about John Walker. At the end of the day, he believes his cause is noble and his actions are just, but he is stupid. He is incredibly stupid. He takes absolutely zero social cues.
Hey, maybe he has PTSD from the war. I don't know.
Probably. But yeah, while Sam is on his ship in Delacour, Louisiana, trying to save the family business, we have John Walker as the new Captain America with the shield. Steve Rogers don't know who John Walker is. For all he knows, he could be John Walker. Isn't that the Edgar Rice Burroughs guy who went to Mars?
I understood that reference.
No, that's John Carter, Steve. Okay, dude, you are driving me crazy right now. Steve gave you the shield. He literally wanted you to take up the shield.
And you just gave it up.
And you basically opened the floodgates for this guy, who, let's be honest, is not right in the head.
No.
And while he's not right in the head, speaking of not right in the head, Bucky's in therapy. And while all of this is going on, there is a group of sort of superpowered terrorists called the Flag Smashers who are trying to get things back to where they were before the blip. That's about right, isn't it?
Yeah, because they were the people that moved into other places during the snap because everything was all falling apart and everything. So now everything's back to normal now that everything happened after Endgame. Okay, all the people that were displaced from their homes, okay, they can come back now. So what are the other people that went into those homes going to do? Because I think, isn't that sort of mentioned in Spider-Man Far From Home, if I'm not mistaken, in the beginning?
Yeah, when they mentioned everybody coming back and the side effects from the blip.
Yeah, because I think it's sort of mentioned by Aunt May, because isn't that when Spider-Man's doing that whole thing at the Salvation Army fundraiser?
Yes.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Much later.
Much later. So one of the things Bucky does is introduce Sam, because they're together now, because that's the name of the show. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they're now buddy-buddy.
They're buddy-buddy. They introduce Sam to not the first super soldier, but another super soldier who fought the Winter Soldier in the Korean War. He's got a book that he's...
Oh, he's trying to make amends to all the people he wronged.
Yeah,
and he's friends with, like, this one guy whose son he killed.
And he's also friends with a super soldier that he fought in the Korean War, but he's not going to help them. He's still bitter about being experimented on by the government and Hydra. So the only person who can help with the Flag Smashers and maybe the new Captain America, oh gosh, Helmut Zemo.
Oh yeah, Helmut Zemo. We remember him in Civil War.
Yeah.
He was the one who broke up the Avengers.
And now they want him to help?
What? Oh. But, he's so great.
He's basically taking his role as the, okay, I don't want to be here and you don't want me here, but I have to be here, so I'm just going to dance it out.
He's just going to dance. That's the best part of the episode. He's just dancing.
And he's not just dancing anywhere. He's dancing in a city, sort of a criminal city state run by the power broker. Who's the power broker, you might ask? Getting there. But apparently, they found a way to duplicate the super soldier serum. And now it seems like the Flag Smashers are on their way to get it. And one of the Flag Smashers, Carly Morgenthau, manages to get 20 doses.
20 doses?
20 doses of the super soldier serum.
Oh my god, 20 doses.
This is bad. But who can Bucky and Sam and Zemo find to deal with the people on the island? Sharon Carter.
Oh yeah, Sharon Carter.
Yeah, she's a big help. She's only been on the island since they basically declared her a
terrorist.
A terrorist. So the Flag Smashers have vials of the super soldier serum, and they're about to raid and bomb a global repatriation council storage facility in Lithuania. Remember, the GRC are the people who are trying to rehome everybody after the blip, and all of a sudden, here comes our threesome. Well, foursome. And just when you think things could get any stranger, Barnes meets a member of the Dora Milaje.
Oh yeah, from Black Panther.
Yes, Ao, a member of the Dora Milaje, which is basically Black Panther's personal army of incredibly sexy and incredibly lethal soldiers. And she gives Barnes 8 hours to use Zemo before they come for him.
They want to get Zemo.
Remember, Zemo killed King T'Chaka.
Yeah. In Civil War.
Right. So Wilson ultimately finds Carly Morgenthau and convinces her to, I get what you're trying to do, but this is not the way. Because of the Mandalorian, this is the way. No, this is not the way.
No, this is the opposite of the way.
And then comes John Walker, being all John Walker-ish.
Oh yeah, he's basically all Leroy Jenkins in this place.
All right, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Yeah, and everybody's fighting everybody.
Yeah.
Including the Dora Milaje, which basically F's John Walker's A and makes him humble.
Oh, and doesn't Zemo finds a way to escape?
Yeah. So now the guys have to find Zemo, lest they be accosted by the Dora Milaje. Oh yeah, and while we're at it, we also have Lamar Hoskins, who is Captain America's cohort in battle.
They don't say what battle, but we presume it's like Afghanistan or Iraq or something.
Or, for all we know, it could very well be what remains of Sokovia. For all we know. It's somewhere in Eastern Europe, or in the Middle East. It's in that general area of the world.
Whatever, with one of those places.
During this whole big shindig, the Flag Smashers accidentally, particularly Carly, accidentally kills Battlestar.
Oh, and this pisses off John Walker. He's like, oh, no. And he chases one of the Flag Smashers down, and he kills him with the shield.
In front of God, country, and flag, mind you.
Everyone is recording this with their cell phones. Everyone. Like how we said a couple of weeks ago into the Spidey movieverse, how we said, Spider-Man, he was lucky that he took his mask off while driving the car, that it was 2004 and nobody had a cell phone. John Walker sure wished that it was 2004 and nobody had a cell phone with them.
So, Bucky and Sam, they see this as the ultimate, and they want the shield back.
Oh, and they fight him for the shield.
They fight him for the shield, and you know what Walker says?
What does he say?
Hell no! I'm going to destroy your suit.
Oh, no.
But ultimately, Bucky and Sam get the shield back, breaking John Walker's arm.
Oh, they break his arm.
And Barnes manages to hunt down and find Zemo and deliver him back to the Dora Milaje. All while John Walker, who, by the way, is now in American custody.
Yeah, he gets the title of Captain America stripped from him.
Not only that, but he is also given it an other than honorable discharge.
Okay, so now John Walker, he's like, oh, I'm so down. I'm not Captain America anymore. What am I going to do now that I'm disgraced?
Enter Selena Meyer, Vice President of the United States. No. Enter Elaine Bennis. No.
No.
Enter Old Christy. No! You got what we're trying to say here. Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
A.K.A. Madam Hydra.
Yes. And she volunteers to make Walker something more than Captain America.
But before that, he decides, you know what? I'm going to make my own Captain America shield with blackjack and hookers.
Meanwhile, while all of this is going on, Sam, he leaves his destroyed wingsuit with Torres. Who,
we forgot. We didn't mention about Torres. But yeah, Torres is
Joaquin Torres.
He's like Sam's like buddy in the first episode. Because he's the one who finds out all about the Flag Smashers. And Sam says to Torres, oh, you can keep the suit. Which implies he's going to be the second Falcon.
Yep. As soon as he manages to, fix the stupid
Fix
thing.
the suit, and then he'll be set.
Now we're going back to Louisiana, where Sam and Bucky are fixing the boat and trying to get the family business back together.
Oh, yeah. We get this montage of Sam trying to call everybody. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, Sam, I'll help you out. Yeah. And everyone's fixing the boat, and everyone's like, oh, yeah.
It's a community thing. And you know what? This all leads to a fateful meeting, once again, with Isaiah Bradley, who reiterates the fact that a black man cannot and should not be Captain America.
Well, guess what? Sam's going to prove him wrong. Because, they tease it near the end of episode 5. And then in the final episode, we see the glorious new Captain America suit.
Yeah, I was thinking about where did he get the suit from, but then I remembered Sam got a briefcase from the Wakandans.
Yeah.
So I'm
guessing
to believe that
the Wakandans made that.
Okay, now it makes sense.
The Wakandans were like, all right, yeah, we know that you're probably going to get the shield back. So, okay, you have the shield back. Okay, here's a new suit for you. There
And
you
he
go.
flies in with the new suit, and he's like, and meanwhile, everybody at the GRC is like, who died and made you Captain America?
Yeah, they're like, what? A
Who are you? I'm Captain America. He just up and said it. It was like,
Yeah, he just said one day, all right, I'm Captain America now. And everyone's like, okay.
yeah, it was like, and nobody was like, who died and made you Captain America?
They just now accept it. Okay, you're Captain America now. Okay, Sam.
All right, fine. You want to help us? Okay. So, Sam, as the new Captain America, is out to stop the Flag Smashers attack on the GRC with the help of Bucky, Carter, and whatever John Walker is at this time.
Yeah, it's like John Walker just decides he wants to go after Carly and the Flag Smashers, but it's like, okay, he's kind of like in it for his own ends, but he's like, I probably should help him too.
Yeah, and that shield he made, yes, it is a shield. He made it.
He made it.
It doesn't really hold up as good as the original.
It's not vibranium. It did
not even close.
No. I mean, he tried, but it's
God bless him, he tried.
God bless you, John. You tried. I know you were still bitter that your friend died, but, not good shield making.
No. And in the middle of all of this, we learned that Sharon Carter
is in fact the power broker.
Yeah. And that Batroc, by the way, who is played by
GSP. Yeah.
George St. Pierre, legendary MMA fighter, she hired him.
Yeah, because they set it up in episode 5. She hires him.
Yeah. And then she turns around and kills him.
Kills him. I'm supposed to believe Emily Van Camp can kill George St. Pierre. Okay.
Tell ya. Okay. And meanwhile, Wilson, the new Captain America, wants to reason with Carly one more time before Sharon Carter comes in and kills her.
Puts a cap in her, and she's dead.
And she's dead.
Oh, well.
Wilson manages to use the one thing that he has to his disposal, besides the new wingsuit, and that would be Carly's words, like, he wants the GRC to postpone the vote to relocate the displaced people because they need help more than anything. They don't need to be displaced, they need to be helped.
See? Sam got it.
Sam understood what Carly was fighting for. He didn't really agree with how Carly was fighting for it, but he understood. And that's really a good thing because, as we learned in this series, Sam Wilson cannot throw hands for
Yeah. I'll say this. This was the complete opposite of the scene with Monica and Wanda at the finale of WandaVision, where it's like Monica totally missed the point. Sam completely got it. He didn't agree with the methods of Carly and why she was doing it, but he was like, you know what, though? There are still people that are displaced, and they need help.
Yes. So, Madam Hydra gives Walker a new uniform and a new code name, which I saw coming a long time ago.
Yeah, anybody who knows anything about...
Because I'm a big fan of the Captain America comics.
And we know he's
U.S. agent. And Dark Avengers.
Yeah, we know he's U.S. agent. I presume this is going to set up Thunderbolts down the road?
I would hope so.
So Sam goes back to Isaiah Bradley's house, and Sam wants to show him something. So Sam takes him to the Smithsonian, and he shows him the statue of Isaiah Bradley that's now in the Smithsonian in the Captain America exhibit.
Now everyone will know the truth.
Now everyone will know what he did for this country.
Yes, and it is a really noble thing, and it kind of speaks to the American experience in 2021, if you think about it.
Yeah, this is a feel-good moment, and I'm so happy. And
this is part of the reason why I liked the ending of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. A, it told the truth, and B, it sort of took everything full circle. It's like, okay, we began with Captain America, now we're ending with Captain America and the Shield and the whole story.
And not only that, but the ending is not Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It's Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
They did announce that there's going to be a 4th Captain America movie in production.
I heard a funny story about this. Apparently, Anthony Mackie, who plays Sam Wilson, he was in line buying groceries when he heard about the 4th Captain America movie.
Really?
So he got on the phone with his people, and he's like, yo, I didn't know there was a 4th Captain America movie. Did you know there was a 4th Captain America movie?
I don't know when they're going to shoot it. It's probably going to be, 2023 or something?
Yeah, because remember, Phase 4 is already charted out. I'm going to do a bit of a review to see all of everything going on in Phase 4. This is according to the MCU wiki at fandom.com. You have Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, and that's all this year. Next year you have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther 2, and Captain Marvel 2. And in 2023, you have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 And to be announced, you have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
So after me and Chico recorded, Marvel recently announced on Monday that Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is going to release on February 17th, 2023, with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 being released on May 5th, 2023. So, 2 years from today, we will finally have Guardians 3.
And then you have Blade and Fantastic Four. And that's just the film side. On the TV side, of course, you have Loki in June. And then you have What If, Ms. Marvel, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Armor Wars, and I Am Groot in a series of shorts.
That's just fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. But hold up, Chico. We have an end credits scene to talk about.
Meanwhile, Sharon Carter rejoins the CIA, and she's not done being the power broker.
No.
She's going to use her resources and clout at the CIA to sell. She's basically going to offer her resources and clout at the CIA to the highest bidder.
So here's my thing. Now there's a theory that this is actually a Skrull Sharon Carter,
which I would totally get.
And this would set up Secret Invasion perfectly. But also, there's the possibility that this sets up Armor Wars.
That was recently greenlit at Disney Plus.
Yeah, last year at that investor conference.
Yeah, which would also December of 2020 actually.
And remember, who cameoed in the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Don Cheadle.
So you have Don Cheadle, aka War Machine. We have Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, which is somewhere down the line. And then you have Secret Invasion and Armor Wars. So,
and by the way, they announced 2 big castings in Secret Invasion, which I'm excited about.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, the first casting, Olivia Colman.
That's Number Wang.
Yeah.
I always wanted to say that.
And also, Amelia Clark.
That's also Number Wang. No.
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 That's Dragon Wing, I guess.
Yeah, that's Dragon Wing. No, I remember one day I was at work, I was like, this day is dragging. I feel like playing Double Dragon in the cockpit of the Dragon Zord with Don the Dragon Wilson and listening to Cisco's Unleash the Dragon. Somebody better call Amelia Clark because Dragon joke.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see Amelia Clark in the MCU because, well, Game of Thrones, she's done Star Wars.
I will watch Amelia Clark in anything.
Oh, yeah. I'll even watch her in Terminator Genesis, which is terrible.
Oh, God. Admittedly, you watched that because of Matt Smith.
Yeah, even though they completely waste him in that movie.
They totally wasted him in that film.
So now we're going to take a little break. We talked about WandaVision. We talked about Falcon the Winter Soldier. So enjoy these classic commercials, and we'll be right back in a second.
It's not easy being a 12.
We are a 10 plus.
How do you rate a vision?
20/20?
Tuesday, we add up to a lot more than just a 10. With Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Three's Company, Too Close for Comfort, and Heart to Heart.
Tuesday.
Sunday's the night. ABC is the place.
For an incredible month of box office hits. Next, it's Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta in Grease. Then, 1 week from tonight.
Go away!
Richard Dreyfuss, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And finally, November 22nd, Roger Moore as Agent 007 in Moonraker. A month of network television premieres. The ABC Sunday night movie in November.
Tuesday.
There are 2 bears loose in the terminal.
Yogi Bear, Boo Boo, and all their friends turn the town upside down with a Christmas celebration. Then,
wow, she's beautiful.
The Muppet Babies take off to protect the universe.
We've got to save Princess Piggy.
It's the Muppet Babies and a Yogi Bear Christmas Tuesday. CBS Sports Break, sponsored by Midas Muffler and Brake Shops.
Good evening. In the NFL today, the Bronco defense led Denver to the AFC West Championship with a 31-14 victory over Seattle. The Seahawks will meet the Raiders in the wild card game next weekend. Now, also today, the New Orleans Saints upset the New York Giants 10-3, and in key matchups tomorrow, St. Louis visits Washington with the NFC East title on the line. The Redskins, though, are assured of a playoff spot. The AFC Central crown is also up for grabs. Cincinnati must win against Buffalo and hope that Pittsburgh loses to the Raiders. Should the Steelers win, they would take the division. I'll have more after this.
A free inspection at Midas will tell you if your brakes need fixing. Or you can find out for yourself, which can cost more.
In college basketball, Patrick Ewing scored 15 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and was not hurt after that collision with the backboard. He led top-ranked Georgetown over number 2 DePaul by 20 points. For CBS Sports Break, I'm Brent Musburger.
This is CBS.
This is the system chosen 2-to-1 over Atari and Intellivision for real arcade gameplay.
Fantastic!
Presenting the revolutionary Vectrex arcade system. Ordinary home video games can't match the laser-sharp visual effects of Vectrex because only Vectrex has a real arcade screen built in. No TV set needed, so every Vectrex cartridge gives you real arcade gameplay that others can't. Vectrex, it stands alone.
If you want calcium in a cereal, Just Right is the wrong place to look. There's hardly a grain of calcium in Nutri-Grain or a shred in shredded wheat.
I can't find any. Can you find any?
In fact, there's no calcium in most major brands, except Whole Wheat Total. Now, besides 100% of 9 vitamins and iron, Total is the only major cereal that's an excellent source of calcium. So if you're looking for calcium, look for Total, the only major cereal that's a major source of calcium.
Tuesday. Drive me out of here and drive me out of here fast. Henry is kidnapped. I think we ought to talk about this. Will the Hill say goodbye to Goldblum? Dig a grave. Tuesday.
All right, we're back, folks.
Welcome back from commercials, everyone.
I hope you enjoyed those old commercials.
And if Amelia Clark is listening, you passed our test.
Yeah.
And you can be our friend.
Oh, hey, Chica, speaking of one of our recent entries that we've covered on the podcast, hey, Comedy Central right now is airing the entire Back to the Future trilogy tonight.
Yes!
Yeah, right now we're at the part at the end of Back to the Future where Morty discovers that his house is completely changed.
So we're basically at the end of Back to the Future now.
Yeah, George has published his novel, A Match Made in Space.
Yeah, George, by the way, Crispin Glover, and Michael J. Fox, who went to high school together.
Twice!
Twice! In an actual TV movie. Because,
yeah. Go listen to it in the archives.
Trust us, it's good material. Anyway.
And by the time this comes out, you'll probably have the pilot of High School USA that you can listen to also. It was terrific for Ricky Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, sad that ultimately he ends up dying the next year because, again, Rick Nelson is just one of your classic teen heartthrobs, and he has, I mean, when you hear, like, teen idols, you don't necessarily hear about them being really, really talented, but Ricky Nelson was genuinely talented. He was a classic, triple threat, except he can't dance, so.
Yeah. To quote Phil Collins, he can't dance, he can't walk, only thing about him is the way he talks.
Yeah. But, remember, he has 2 sons.
Yes.
I can't live without your love and affection. Because they're Nelson.
They're the band Nelson. Okay. Also today we just had the final day of the NFL draft as we're recording this.
Yep. I wonder who did the Bucks choose as our 2021 Mr. Irrelevant is Grant Stewart.
Who that be?
I'm trying to figure that one out. Grant Stewart, a linebacker from Georgia.
Okay. Georgia, huh?
Georgia.
Okay. By the way, can you believe... Now, I cannot believe this, Chico. But the Jets took from your alma mater a running back named Michael Carter.
Yes.
But here's the craziest part. They took a player from Duke who's also named Michael Carter.
Yeah, it's Michael Carter and Michael Carter II.
It's like a bad sitcom. You have two people with the same name who went to rival colleges who are now on the same team.
And they're not related.
They're not related. Hey, you know what I found out? You know who the Duke Michael Carter is related to?
Who's the Duke Michael Carter related to?
He's related to Darrell Revis.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so a little bit of background. North Carolina Carter was drafted in the 4th round. And
Michael Carter was
Duke Michael Carter was drafted in the 5th round. North Carolina Michael Carter tallied back-to-back 100-plus rushing yard seasons, including in 2020, 1,245 yards on 8 yards per carry with 9 touchdowns. And Duke Michael Carter had none of those things.
Yeah, because he's a safety.
He's a safety. He recorded 41 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, and 10 pass defenses and 2 interceptions. He was 3rd team All-ACC. But yeah, it seems like North Carolina, my alma mater, pretty much had a clearinghouse during the draft, because the only Tar Heel who did not go in the draft was Sam Howell.
Is he related to Thurston Howell?
No, he's the star quarterback, and he's going to have like an all-new team to work with next year.
Okay. So we'll probably see him in the draft next year.
Almost assuredly.
Okay.
He's very good. He is very good.
Yo, it was the weirdest thing that I saw yesterday while we were recording the show yesterday. Because as you may or may not know, we record both episodes usually on a Friday night.
On a Friday night, usually we're done in like 3 hours. So
it's a long taping, folks. But during that, the second night of the draft was going on in Cleveland, and for some reason, there was a fan dressed in Cleveland Brown colors because the draft was in Cleveland, dressed up like Macho Man Randy Savage.
And we were all going, yo, man, the Macho King is dead. Who's this guy?
Oh, deep cut, Macho King Randy Savage.
Yes, I'm old enough to remember when Randy Savage became king of the WWF. Don't at me.
Can you imagine trying to explain someone who's watching wrestling for the first time? This guy's the Macho King.
Like, the Macho King? Who's the Macho King? Well, a long time ago.
Yeah, Harvey Race. He thought he was a king. And then somehow, Haku became the king of the WWF. And then he lost the king of the WWF to an American lover named Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who in turn lost it to this guy. The best part of when Hacksaw Jim Duggan was the king was that one SummerSlam when he teamed with Demolition, where he painted his face like the American flag to match with Demolition's face paint.
Look at that, Jesse! That's Old Glory right across the face of King Duggan.
How disrespectful to the flag of America to have it on that ugly face.
You think that's disrespectful?
Disrespectful.
I think it shows a lot of pride in your country.
They should pass an amendment to the Constitution just to keep things like that from not happening.
That still doesn't make any sense.
No. Why is it American, like, king? It doesn't make any sense.
I guess somebody at WWF at the time finally thought, this doesn't make any sense. Because I haven't seen a king of the WWE since.
Well, unless you count King Mabel.
Yeah, we don't count King Mabel.
Oh, Power Rangers Dino Fury is on Nicktoons right now.
Well, what episode is it? I'm still trying.
Episode 6.
Yeah, that is next on my to-watch list. I haven't been watching them as they've been coming out. I had to catch up on Beast Morphers before I could start Dino Fury, and I started a week late. But yeah, we're already getting close to the revelation of the Sixth Ranger. So.
Oh, okay. That early, huh?
Hasbro is speeding things along.
They really want to get all that money.
Yeah.
We really want to get all that toy money. Like, let's release the Sixth Ranger early.
Yeah, they want to get all that money. I don't see all the toys anywhere. The last Lightning figure I've seen was this bad boy. Time Red, baby.
Time Red, baby.
By the way, an hour or so ago, when we began this, I was watching Mirai Sentai Time Ranger on Tokusatsu. So.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Hey, next week, as we're recording this, Vice is going to premiere the 3rd season of our favorite show,
Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Nice!
Yes.
What are some of the subjects we have for season 3?
Okay, so there's going to be, I believe, like maybe 14 episodes this season. But they've so far released like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subjects.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, one of the subjects is already available, it seems.
Yeah, the first half of the Brian Pillman documentary is already on YouTube. And yeah, it is amazing. The story of Brian Pillman, in case you are not aware, he made people think that he was legit crazy. So much that he had an angle with WCW where he was worked fired. And so he told the head of WCW, Eric Bischoff, you know what? You should legit fire me because someone's going to leak that I'm not really fired. And so they legit fire him. And then he goes to the WWF.
Yeah.
He worked them into a shoot.
It was really, really crazy. Some other subjects, so far they've released, the first 6 subjects are going to be Flying Brian Pillman, the collision in Korea between Antonio Inoki and Ric Flair. Woo! For New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because remember, it took place in North Korea.
Oh, yeah. You might be thinking, wait, why did they have a wrestling show in North Korea? Because Antonio Inoki.
And then there's Nick Gage.
Oh, yeah. Hardcore wrestler Nick Gage. Who, okay, let me get to Wikipedia, since not many people are familiar with Nick Gage, and I had to look him up. Okay. In April of 2011, Gage was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to second-degree bank robbery.
Whoops.
On December 30th, 2010, New Jersey authorities announced they were seeking Gage for robbing a PNC bank in New Jersey on December 22nd. During the robbery, Gage handed a note to a female employee at the bank demanding money and got approximately $3,000. Following the robbery, he and his girlfriend went to Atlantic City to gamble, and then he surrendered to authorities on New Year's Eve. So he robbed the bank, decided, you know what, I'm going to waste this money by going to Atlantic City to gamble.
Who does that?
Who in the world does that? And then we have the Ultimate Warrior.
Because, come on, who doesn't know who Warrior is?
Oh, that's going to be such a great, fantastic train wreck.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
If you know anything about the Ultimate Warrior.
And then there's Grizzly Smith, one of the OGs of pro wrestling.
The father of Jake the Snake Roberts. And then the Dynamite Kid, who we mentioned in the WrestleMania 2 episode. The partner of Davey Boy Smith. Tag team partner of Davey Boy Smith.
And those are the first 6 subjects, but they're doing Brian Pillman for 2 episodes.
Yes.
And the first episode is already up.
Yeah.
If you don't want to wait until May 6th.
But the Collision Korea episode, that's going to be fun. I remember when that happened, I was like, at 11 years old, I'm like, oh, they had a show in North Korea? And I'm like a kid, I don't understand this at all. And then now as an adult, when you learn about all the crazy stuff regarding this show, it's like, what the hell?
It's like, okay, who decided that a wrestling match in the middle of a North Korean International Sports and Culture Festival was a good idea.
Yeah. And apparently all the wrestlers hated being in North Korea. There's an amazing story on Eric Bischoff's podcast where he talks about when he was in North Korea, he wanted to go out and run, and everybody in North Korea looked at him like he was Godzilla. That is just...
The undercard during Collision in Korea was like the first day, and the only wrestler of any sort of relevance to North Americans was
Mr. Black,
who was going by Wild Pegasus at the time. But then you get to day 2, and you have, let's see, there's
Mr. Black
again.
Oh, we got Bull Nakano on the second day.
And we have Hawk Warrior, or Road Warrior Hawk.
He was going by Hawk Warrior for some reason.
The Steiner Brothers.
Oh yeah, the Steiner Brothers. And then the main event, Antonio Inoki against Ric Flair.
Woo!
I don't think the North Koreans understood what Ric Flair was at all.
Hey, you don't need to understand Ric Flair. All you need to understand is, woo! Oh, by the way, because A&E now has a deal with the WWE, hence you see all these WWE sort of shows on the A&E networks.
Yeah, because they got the whole biography series going on right now.
Okay, Ric Flair was on a recent episode of one of my guiltiest pleasures watches, Forged in Fire. He looked so haggard.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I felt sorry for him.
Well, you live that lifestyle for like a good, 40 years. The road's gonna own you.
Oh, the road owned him. And then it came back for more, like.
Oh, and by the way, as we speak, A&E's airing the biography on Roddy Piper right now. And they're talking about the feud Piper had with the Hammer Valentine in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. And
which was actually pretty legendary when you think about it.
Oh, it's pretty legendary. So, to set up the dog collar match at the first Starrcade, like, there's this cake for Greg the Hammer Valentine, and he's going into the cake, and he pulls out a dog collar, signifying that Rowdy Piper wants him in a dog collar match, and he's just, Greg the Hammer Valentine's going absolutely insane.
I'm looking at the poster right now. This was before Mid-Atlantic Wrestling became the NWA, which became WCW.
Yeah.
This was back
Jim
when
Crockett promotion.
Yeah, Jim Crockett was still doing it.
And, by the way, right now as we speak, because WWE Network has just migrated to Peacock about a month and a half ago. They're still slowly trying to put all the archives onto Peacock right now.
It's growing pains, basically.
It is, because, I mean, I would like to see, like, the first 2 years of Monday Night Raw. Like, I would like to watch the Monday Night Raw where Mr. Perfect wrestled Dog the Clown in a King of the Ring qualifying match when there was a second Doink that showed up in the ring. Because remember, there was that period where there was like two Doinks.
Doinks. There was 2 Doinks.
You've got some unfinished business here in the World Wrestling Federation, and it involves a man by the name of Crush. Hope this is not a surprise to you, Doink, but joining us face-to-face right now is Crush, the big man from... Hey, what? We're in the devil... Hey, where's Crush? What happened? What's going on? What's this? Hey, what happened to Crush? What are you guys trying to do to me?
Hey, he was your guest. You tell me.
You're trying to jerk me around. What's happening here? What happened to Crush? I can't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeing double. 2 Doinks. What happened? Goodness sakes.
But who's the real Doink? Who knows? Who cares?
Who knows and who cares?
Who cares? There's 2 Doinks.
And yet somehow in these early 1993 Monday Night Raws, for some reason, Rob Bartlett from Imus is announcing. That makes no sense. I guess they needed, like, because the early Raws were in New York City, they were like, oh, let's have someone who's a New Yorker on it. So let's get the guy from Imus on the show.
Oh, God.
I guess, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Here's the beauty of it. This is not like WandaVision. It doesn't have to make any sense.
Oh, it's pro wrestling. Nothing makes any sense.
Nah, nothing makes sense here, man. The only thing that does make sense is that nothing makes sense.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, and then after this Roddy Piper biography, oh, I love this show. WWE's Most Wanted Treasures.
I've started watching that show. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so it's basically kind of like, what would you say? Kind of like Pawn Stars, kind of?
Yeah, it's sort of Pawn Stars-ish. Only it's dealing in pro wrestling exclusively.
Yeah. So it's basically Triple H sends out like some WWE legends to find some like lost material of WWE history. And I guess because they want to build like an actual legitimate WWE physical Hall of Fame.
A Hall of Fame and museum.
Yeah.
Like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, getting back to draft talk sort of thing.
And so I watched the first episode with Mick Foley. It was pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? Mick Foley definitely has some stories.
They found the original Mankind shirt, and they found one of the Cactus Jack jackets, I think.
It was a Cactus Jack vest, a
Yes.
Mankind vest, and his original Mr. Sacco.
His original Mr. Sacco.
Yeah.
I can't believe they actually found the original Mr. Sacco. They went to painstaking detail to find which Mr. Saccos were actually done by Mick and which were mass-produced, which I didn't know that was a thing. Like, Mick would actually draw Mr. Sacco, and then they'd actually have someone mass-produce Mr. Sacco.
Anything to make the company money.
I would like to have my own Mr. Sacco and just have it on my hand.
You know, you could use it for the show. All questions to be referred to Mr. Sacco.
Oh, hold up a second. Okay, my brother was in the North Carolina area recently, and he ran into the minor league stadium because with the Appalachian League, former minor league, that's now going to be a collegiate wood bat league.
Sort of like the Cape Fear Swamp Dogs.
Sort of. So the Burlington team is being renamed the Burlington Sock Puppets. And they got the official endorsement of Mick Foley because, as you know, Mr. Sacco, obviously.
Yes.
But, the best part is they had to name their mascot. And I want to show you their mascot. Hold on a second.
I want to see this.
Okay. Their mascot is a creature that has socks on it.
It's Sacco. No.
It's a sock monster. And guess what they named him?
Mr. Sacco.
No, they didn't name him Mr. Sacco. It would be
Oh, damn it. What did they name him?
All right, I sent it in the Facebook chat.
Okay, here it is. Sock Squatch. It looks like oh my god, it looks like the disturbed country bumpkin cousin of Gritty.
It does. It looks like Gritty's cousin, but he has socks on him. This is the cutest mascot I've ever seen.
It's for the children.
It's for the children, and his name is Sock Squatch. What?
Sock Squatch!
Oh, God. That is just great. Oh.
Unbelievable.
Oh, you know what's unbelievable?
What's unbelievable?
That Aaron Rodgers may be the permanent host of Jeopardy.
I don't know if this is just a bargaining chip or if they're just really, really... You know what? I've actually said as much. Like, at this point, the perfect host of Jeopardy would be a cyborg reincarnation of Bill Cullen. I mean, you need somebody with the amount of wit, intelligence, respect for the game, respect for the players, respect for the franchise, respect for the audience, heart, fire, desire, all of that stuff. I've yet to see the perfect package. It's like everyone and their mom is hoping it's LeVar Burton, but I haven't seen.
I don't get why people want LeVar Burton so bad.
Probably for the same reason that why they wanted Betty White to host Saturday Night Live that one time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one time.
Yeah, with LeVar Burton, you're talking about a week's worth of shows, and I've seen, and he's already taped his shows, and I've seen him prep for his shows, thanks to a picture that his wife put on his Instagram. Dude looks tight.
Yeah.
Dude looks sick. He is ready.
But it's like, do you really want that every week?
Well, it's a job that you get to do 4 months out of the year.
Yeah, I guess.
So
it's probably going to be someone young that they're probably going to finalize.
I still don't understand why they haven't picked Jeff Probst yet.
Oh, yeah, and just bring it all back with...
Bring it all back, yeah.
Bring it all back with Rock and Roll Jeopardy. Have him back for like a week.
But they've chosen all of the guest hosts, which means I am left to surmise that the next name we hear is the guy.
Yeah.
Or the woman.
Or the woman.
Or whoever.
Yeah. Whoever it is.
It's going to be fun to find that one out, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what? All right, who do we still have that's left to guest host?
Oh, God. We have Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Bill Whitaker premieres this week. Buzzy Cohen hosts the Tournament of Champions. Then Mayim Bialik, Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, David Faber, LeVar Burton, and we end the season with Joe Buck. Ah!
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm the one guy who just, like, thinks, you know what? Joe Buck, he's not that terrible.
Yo, so you're the guy.
Yeah, I guess I am. You know what? I've heard a lot worse. Mike Breen's worse than him.
All I can say is, do not get Mike Greenberg.
Oh, no. 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 Because really...
He's just a terrible human being.
Yeah.
I mean, not like terrible human being like some people on the show.
Yeah, some people on this show recently. You know what we're talking about.
And that's all we'll say about that.
That's what we'll say about that. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. So
yeah, I got another podcast to do.
Yeah, he's got another podcast to do. It's almost 9 o'clock. HQ's fitting to start. We got to get out of here. But I'll tell you right now, next week on It Was a Thing, 2 really good episodes and a mini-sode that's coming up. You're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. And, of course, we'll be back sometime in the middle of this month because we're in May right now. Greg and I are going to be talking about Spider-Man 3 and the Dark Symbiote that makes people want to dance for some reason.
Yeah, that'll be on the Place to Be Nation Pop Experience. You can check it out over there. But until next time, I'm Greg, and that's Chico. And we'll see you with our, I guess, whenever we release our next installment of It Was a Thing on TV right here on Podbean. So see you then.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Title for 400. In the 1960s, these Midwesterners earned 5 NFL championship trophies. Green Bay Packers?